Thank you so much for watching. Now, she is the brand new host of the show. Sunday night, in place of Sherry Markson, who's off to have Bubman number 2, is, well, the unicorn herself, Erin Molan. Erin, apart from anything else, congratulate. I've never seen that many costume changes in a promo. It was impressive. It took a day, but good luck with the show on Sunday. Looking forward to it. And, of course, the wonderful Blame Game host, otherwise known as Joe Hill.
I'm just here to get a sneak preview of the new Erin show. That's all. I just want the Erin show live.
Throughout the show as well, just so you know.
Yeah, fantastic. I tried that for my show, but strangely, it didn't engage the viewers as much. I don't know why.
All right, so today every single federal politician got a pay rise. Talk about tone deaf, but they've got to get it because they're awesome. Now, Erin, you're in the unusual position here where you're a member of the public and the daughter of a politician. So Dad's pay rise good, everyone else is bad?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Like you read my mind. No, I'm a little bit torn on this issue. I've always been someone that's advocated for higher wages because I want to attract the best people. So I'm not saying let's pay everyone this salary now. I think the timing is fairly tone deaf. I think given what most people are going through at the moment, it's not going to go down well. But I do think we need to be more competitive with the private sector if we want to get the best people in politics. And we don't have the best people in politics. That's very obvious.
Matt
Look at
Keane's
some of the
an
interviews.
obvious example.
Absolutely. I think we need to have competitive salaries. But look, not all politicians are greedy. A lot of pollies, and well, not a lot actually, a few, and my dad included, when COVID hit, donated 30% of their salary, and he still does to charity. So not all of them are pocketing these increases.
Phil Thompson did exactly the same thing.
He did
Herbert,
indeed.
a very good man who did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I think you might see a few politicians pocketing, promising 2.75%.
But this is it. But literally, when KFC is now supplementing lettuce versus spinach versus canning, all the rest, right? The backbencher, the absolute go nowhere, no hope, make up numbers. $217,000 now.
Yeah, I mean, there's some who work so hard that no amount of money would be enough in a sense, and there are some who don't.
There are some who should be paid the other person's.
The problem with this, and I do agree that you do have to pay them properly, but the problem is this: it's galling on a number of levels. One is, thank God, the Fair Work Commission gave everyone else a 5.2% pay rise, because imagine if they handed down something less than the pollies just got. But speaking of which, the largest employer, I think, in the country is the New South Wales government. And, of course, they have got a 2.5% cap on pay rises for everyone, including frontline workers, including, AMBOs, for the love of God. And they've now, to their credit, they've now actually increased that. But this is a very hard one thing. Coppers, teachers, nurses, you name it, 2.5% cap. And then the politicians get 2.75.
Well, it's like rugby league or AFL. Be consistent with it. That's give it to those who deserve it.
Now, I don't know if this is the greatest idea I've ever heard of or it's the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. I remember when my mate Ross Cameron had it 10 years ago. I like the idea, which is, as you know, railways all over the place. Well, imagine if you could build over the top of those. So you do nothing to the railway, but you'd be able to develop on top of it. Could you put a hotel on it? Could you put another road on it? Could you turn green space here? Dumb idea or genius, Joe, to put a cap on top of the railway and all that new land to sell?
I'm so glad that you mentioned Ross Cameron, because I was just debating whether or not I should name and shame him, because he pitched the exact same thing to me 10 years ago, and I thought, this guy's just... And then you start to think about it,
it's actually quite efficient.
Why not? It's extremely efficient. There's a huge amount, there's some eye-watering number about the actual available space in Sydney that is just completely...
Sydney's like golf courses and train lines.
Vertically useless because of the train lines. The only problem is I think it does present some engineering issues because, of course, the taller a building is, the more it has to go into the ground to... I think that... I'm an engineer, kids. Okay.
So here's my solution. You cap all the railways and turn them into roads.
And then... Because
then you've got a straight run.
That was part of Ross's thing as well. And you'd have roads on top of them as well. So you could have other things. But I think the vibrations and the fact that you can't...
You and your facts.
There's a reason why, skyscrapers have 13-storey basement car parks. It's not just for the cars.
Dumbest idea ever or best idea ever?
Well, look, I think it's an okay idea, but I just don't think the TAHE is the right organisation to be taking care of it.
By the way, I think to actually do it, you'd have to use an awful lot of concrete, which would have to come from China. So that's probably where you get me on the loss there. So we also know 2 years ago, Australia went nuts thinking that coronavirus affected the wrong end of the body. But now superflu, we seem to have got it right. There is a tissue shortage around the country right now, Erin. On Today FM, is this being discussed daily, the tissue shortage, the place to go and get available supplies of tissues?
Well, we actually did a segment on that this morning and someone had found a lettuce that was $5 for one head of lettuce. So we were talking
That's
cost of
cheap.
living.
Whereabouts?
It is
I'm gonna
incredibly
take the address.
It was in Belmore somewhere. But look, I feel like I'm partly responsible for this because when the pandemic hit and everyone went to online shopping, I have the same order that I do fortnightly that included a lot of toilet paper and a lot of tissues, and every fortnight I just hit reorder, so I don't have a pantry. In fact, I
You've
might
been
start
hoarding.
a side business.
No, don't
not
get caught hoarding.
intentionally, Not intentionally, but it's there. If anyone needs it, Instagram inbox me, and I'm happy to share.
I'll just do you a deal. I'll be a little side deal.
That's
Imagine
right.
this.
I've got
People
a
used to
garage full out the back. No, and it's at a price that's practically giving them
Look, I
away.
wouldn't try to extort.
What, you're just going to walk around nightclubs with a bum bag that's got tissues in it.
that's-
You just go, have you got any?
More
Have you
value.
got any
Right.
tissues?
Erin's garage is also in Belmore. You can pick up your lettuce and your
Double
tissues.
dip.
That's right, double leaf.
Yeah, correct. All right, just crazy stuff. Thank you guys. Do appreciate it. We'll see you Sunday night, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, really looking
Ready to
forward
roll,
it.
ready to go?
Absolutely ready to go. Thank
All right,
you.
we get another column out of you
And
this
if,
week.
yeah, another column. And if you need any help with the show, Erin, I can do the costume changes as well.
It's all about the aesthetic
get
of
a-
the show, obviously.
Correct.
So, yeah,
well,
thank
I
you.
mean, crikey, look at this show. It's only ever looked better over the past 10 years.